from JEDS Hardware and Garden Center. Actually, one of the owners right now. Would that be correct?
That is correct.
My good friend Anthony Capers, my favorite place, one of my favorite places in the world, JEDS. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's the rest of the gang?
We're all doing really well. A little cold, but waiting for spring.
A little cold and a little busy, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Straight out.
It has been booming in there. You guys have been a savior for a lot of folks this winter.
Yeah.
Folks have been showing up at your place because, one, they know it's great from what we tell them about it, and then you deliver, but also because you guys have had a lot of the things that people haven't been able to find elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right there at JEDS, which is so easy to get to. When we say Holden, everybody's thinking like the Rutland end of Holden. Actually, they're on the Worcester end of Holden. Very easy to get to. You only have to wipe your feet once when you get to JEDS. Only just once, because you're not going that deep into the town of Holden. But we're going to talk about maybe a tip for people who have the roof rakes now about using them and being safe. And I don't mean safe in terms of getting injured. I mean safe in terms of damaging your roof. We'll talk about that in just a minute with Anthony Capers. But right now, 8:08, -2 degrees.
Report.
Okay, I am joined in the studio by one of the owners of JEDS Hardware and Garden Center. One of the great people up there. They're all great, but one of the great people up there, Anthony Capers. And Anthony, you've always been helpful to me, even though, you know, we have a business relationship, but you've always been patient and helpful to me. Let me ask you this question before we get to the safety of roof rakes. How many do you think went out the door at JEDS this season?
Oh man, I don't know. Definitely hundreds. I mean, easy to say. I mean, we had to call a company direct. Like, let's just put it that way. We weren't even able to go through our normal vendor to get these roof rakes.
You went directly to the company.
That was the only way we were able to bring them in, you know?
Okay. Well, they're very important, and I know that folks are out there using them. But you've got somewhat of a little bit of caution for folks in terms of how they use them. Not for their own safety, because using the rake itself is safer than going up on the roof.
Absolutely.
But what exactly is it you want to warn people about?
Well, just, you know, when you are using the roof rake, make sure that you don't slam down on the roof. Because right now, at, you know, the current temperature you just mentioned, it's very cold out. That snow is compacted down to the roof now. So you're going to need to take off a layer first, opposed to trying to get the whole layer off. You mean people are like going there like, okay, we haven't touched it, we've got a foot and a half, and I want to go all the way down. Now, most of the rakes are probably, they're less than a foot tall. Yeah, and they're usually about 2 feet long.
Right, so you want to kind of shave it until you get down.
Take it in layers.
Take it in layers.
You know.
Okay, because I guess the other part of this is we're all trying to prevent ice dams, which form there on the edge.
Yeah.
But if you smack it, and these shingles are brittle right now, you're going to do more damage.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be dealing with, you know, cracks in your roof, and then, I mean, that leads to water damage in your house, and then, you know.
And that's what we were trying to prevent in the first place.
Exactly.
That and a collapse.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get off winter, because I've had enough. Okay? I mean, still, folks, if you need to go to JEDS, you know, for all that stuff, fine. They're there, my good friends at JEDS. But let's take a step forward. I know you're not the birdseed guy.
No.
But I am fascinated by the bird feeders and bird feed section. Now, it's a hardware store, folks. You know that. But right when you walk in on the right, there's a massive section. And it's not like there's nobody in there. There's always somebody in there buying something or looking at something. People really like this, and I guess a lot of the people who got into it early in the season are having a much better winter, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, they're taking it upon themselves to feed the birds. You know, they can't get the food, which is a lot harder to do in the winter, obviously, with the snow. Everything's harder in the winter.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It adds nice color to the backyard when you see them coming in. It's
absolutely. Sign of spring.
It's sign of spring, which reminds me, okay, spring is coming. I think that's what they tell me. Tommy B says it. I looked at the calendar. Spring is coming. So what happens? What's the first thing that the average homeowner is thinking about and coming in for and what should they be thinking about and looking for?
A lot of people want to start, with the seeds. So we have a bunch of seed packets available, where they can start germinating their own plants, maybe start their tomatoes inside and things like that.
I did see that.
Yeah.
That was a good sign. I went in last week.
Yeah.
And I said, oh boy, the seeds are out.
I know.
But I guess a lot of people would start now. You'd start your germinating and whatever inside the house.
Exactly, and we do have soils available inside. I mean, we got a lot of bulk soil outside covered in feet of snow, but we have some soils available inside if people want to get going on that early.
Okay, so we can get going on plays. That's going to make me feel better.
Yes.
The other thing is, and John DePietro brought this to my attention, the account executive, for JEDS, you put out the wiffle ball bats,
yeah.
and you put the wiffle ball sets too, and you put them out right next to the shovels. Is that kind of like, are you trying to make people happy?
Yeah, we're trying to bring some cheer to the store. Not everyone, sludging around looking for roof rakes and shovels. We want them,
I don't know, but if Danny and I went out to the parking lot, we played a little round of wiffle ball. I mean, I'm telling you, it's pretty white out there.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a little trouble. Well, we're going to have a little trouble finding the ball, Danny, if I hit a real dinger. You know what I mean? It's not... Okay, so that stuff is out. But the thing everybody starts asking about is the lawn.
Yeah.
And when does that stuff... I mean, you can't do anything right now. When does that stuff come in, start kicking in?
Yeah, I mean, actually, believe it or not, we've gotten some early spring fertilizers and things in already. It's just a matter of time, but you want to get going on some of that crabgrass and stuff because a lot of the times you want to get it down, the chemical down, to prevent it. Right. A lot of people want to come in afterwards and try to kill it, but you want to actually prevent it. So.
Now, my understanding is, okay, if you put down something that stops crabgrass seed from germinating, because it's the seeds that are there. If you put that down, don't also put down grass seed, because it's going to stop the grass seed from germinating.
Yeah, it's kind of a natural, it's a basic concept. You think you're going to put something down to kill something. It doesn't really make sense to put the seed down with it.
Right.
There are products that are available that will do both, but we recommend going with, if you're going to be, focusing on an area of killing crabgrass, you probably wouldn't want to get seed mixed in.
You wouldn't want to get
No,
seed mixed in.
no.
Now, there's other people who don't have the crabgrass problem, and I remember hearing this, and this would be the winter to do it. People buy grass seed. They go out and they spread it on top of the snow when we're getting into a melt.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't do it now.
No.
Because you'd basically be feeding the birds with a pricey seed.
Yeah.
But just before, they put it so that as that snow melts into the ground, it waters and brings with it the seed. I mean, it's simple gravity. If I wanted to get ready for that, is there actual grass seed on the shelves?
We do have actual grass seed in the store available now, yeah.
I don't believe any of this.
I know. You got to come in and see it.
Well, no, actually, I've got to stop in because I do need some more bulbs for the building. And hey, by the way, not only is JEDS a sponsor of the show, but they're also one of our vendors because we use them for all of our hardware needs. No, I got to come in and get some bulbs. That's my job.
Maintenance.
I am the de facto custodian here in the building. Okay, how has it been? I mean, you guys are now part owners of the store, and it's not a secret that Jim has brought you guys on as part owners. It's almost as if you always were, though, the way that everybody. The group of guys I'm talking about, you being one of them, the way that you guys behave within the store. I mean, it's almost as if it was your business.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty remarkable. I can personally say that I've been so dedicated, to that business for, years, and I've just always put it, top priority. You go in when the power goes out, you go in when you got the snowstorm. It doesn't matter that, at the end of the day, the business needs to run. And, we're just really lucky. We got a good, dedicated group of guys. And, I just think it's a great opportunity for all of us.
It is. But you've always been, I think it'll be even stepped up even more if it could be. Customer service is king there, and I can't say enough about JEDS.
It's what we strive on.
It really is. And You know, if people don't believe me, go in there and just be a fly on the wall and stand over by the massive wall where they have the largest collection of so many different nuts, bolts, screws, hinges, all this stuff, and watch somebody go up there and say, oh yeah, we've got that. Yep, it's right over here, and find it. And it's incredible. And you have people coming from all over.
Oh, everywhere, yeah. I mean, we were at a trade show in Indy, me and John, and we went over to the Midwest booth, you know, just kind of talking to the guys and stuff. Yeah. And they pulled up a picture, and it was actually our display. And they're like, you know, we had somebody coming up to us and saying, make this my store. I mean, it's really remarkable. It's like, you know.
It's an incredible collection of stuff. No, it is. And so anybody, you're looking for, I mean, JEDS is your full-service hardware store and garden center, but you're looking for something, they've got it. And I was there one day, and a guy came from Sutton. Yeah. And he said, well, they told me in my hardware store, now, you probably can find that at JEDS. Yeah. They didn't send them to a big box store. They sent them to JEDS and Holden. Well, anyway, Anthony, best to you and everyone. We're looking forward to really celebrating spring with you. Absolutely. I'll probably be stopping by sometime today, so I'll say hi. We didn't even get into, like, the collection of food, milk, bread, preserves, everything.
Yeah.
So maybe for another day we'll get into all of that. But thanks so much. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. 8:20 -2. The great one is standing by.
The report brought to you by